of the Dubbo Regional Council, Matthew Dickerson. Can you bid for one of these, Matthew?
I could bid for one of these, Richard, if I wanted to. They're open to anyone to bid for, any organisation, any individual to bid for any of these lots. It's like any council land. They're open to the public to buy if they need to, or if they want to.
Okay. 52, where are they?
Up in Keswick Estate. They're on Commander Avenue and Oxford Avenue will be the street names of where they are, off Keswick Parkway. So it's that whole broad area, the fairly large area of Keswick. But if you want to look at the exact location, there's some information on the website, probably easier to look on there than explain on radio exactly where the blocks are.
Okay. You own this land, don't you?
Council owns this land. Council bought this.
That's what I mean. Council owns these 52 unregistered blocks.
Correct. Council owns all that land. They bought it back in the 70s, actually, a huge chunk of land that was basically just farming land way out in the outskirts of Dubbo. And now you look at all the development that's occurred up there, and it was a very smart move back in the 70s for council to buy all that land.
Do you know how much it cost then?
Only a few $100,000. I can't tell you the exact number, but it wasn't. If you looked at it now, you'd say what a unbelievably cheap price. Of course, things happen like inflation, so the relevant price changes. But yeah, back then it was a big decision for council to purchase all that land.
Yeah. Okay. You're selling it because you need the dough.
Well, we're selling it because people need land. That's the big thing. We are having people want to live in Dubbo, and there is just not enough housing in Dubbo. It's a great problem to have, where lots of people want to live in Dubbo, and there's just not enough housing. So this is one of many solutions that council's working on to supply housing. Obviously, there are other developers out there as well, and there's different density of housing. There's a whole range of different solutions that council is trying to pull levers on. One of them is to get land to market sooner rather than later. And there's always a discussion, Richard, around whether council should be involved in.
Agent. Yep.
Yeah, it should be involved in land development. And I've actually changed my mind a little bit over the years. Sometimes I think, why are we in there competing with other developers for land? Why don't we just sell all the land we own and let developers take care of all that? But there are times like this when we actually have the ability to try and service the market. Developers are out there trying to service the market, but there's just not enough being put on the market. So having council involved in land development at the moment is fantastic, so we can do this. And then we've got more that'll be on the market by about the middle of next year as well. So we're trying to bring forward, it's quite a long process to develop land, but we're trying to bring forward that as quickly as possible. And this council has given a clear direction to our council staff to go and develop the land quicker than we normally would. So rather than what you'd often do in development would be you'd develop a few blocks of land, then you'd sell them and get the money from that, then develop the next few blocks of land. We've actually given our staff clear direction to say, no, it's okay to borrow money and develop huge chunks of land and sell that because the demand is so high at the moment.
What do you expect to get for this 52 unregistered blocks?
I can't make any comment about price. I'm sorry, Richard. There is a reserve on them. It's a confidential reserve. And obviously, by going to auction, this is very unusual. I can't find any other example where council's gone to auction for a large chunk of land like this or a large number of blocks. We've done it sometimes on 1 or 2 blocks of land on smaller numbers, but I can't find any example we've gone to auction for 52 blocks of land. So obviously, the part of the reason for doing that is that demand is so high, it's hard to actually say exactly what each block is worth if we just sold it in a normal method. So going to auction seems like the fairest and most equitable way.
Well, you get more money in an auction in a heated room full of those who are appetite is for a block of land. How big are they? What's the size of these things?
They vary a little bit. You've got some dual occupancy blocks on there as well. There seems to be the appetite for smaller blocks of land to make them a little bit cheaper for people to actually build on now.
Okay, single story only?
No, not necessarily. They'll be up to the DA when people put in a DA. There's no restriction on that. Again, they've got to conform to normal building restrictions. But no, you could put a DA in for a 2-story place if you wanted to.
Okay. Next month at 14th of October, 21 and 28, so 3 weeks span. You're doing it online and also at the WPCC. Yeah,
and this is because there's been so much interest from out of Dubbo. In fact, even the registrations already, we've had 59 different individuals or organisations register to bid on these lots already. So there's interest from outside of Dubbo, obviously interest from inside of Dubbo. And again, when you put an auction on a certain day, if someone can't make it there, it makes it difficult. So we're doing a hybrid where we're having a physical auction, as well as you can be sitting in your holiday home in the Caribbean, if you want, and be bidding on those lots as well. So that's the way we think will give us the most access to the most number of people, but also, obviously, the more people, exactly as you said, hopefully the higher the price goes.
All right, and you got more blocks of land to go, have you?
Yeah, that's right. We've got another big chunk of blocks.
How many?
Over 100 to go next year. In the middle of next year, we should have those.
100 more?
Yeah, but this is the demand, Richard, is far outstripping the supply at the moment. We're not the only developer in Dubbo, obviously. There are other developers who are developing blocks of land. And again, the demand they're finding is huge. So it's something that's a really good problem to have.
Okay. Dubbo Regional Council Real Estate Institute. That's what we should call it. Okay.
Well,
should you just go online on the day, on the 14th of October, or what?
No, you need to register. If you want to bid for one, you need to register beforehand because you need to be approved as a bidder. So you need to go and just go into the dubbo.nsw.gov.au site and you'll see on the main site there, Keswick Estate, so you can just click on that. There's a whole range of frequently asked questions there. There's maps there that show the information. There's a video of the area there that's still under construction. You've got the application or the actual registration process, so all the information's there. But it is something, look, I hope it's incredibly successful. It's almost a bit of a test process for councillors to see whether or not this process by auction, and there was a significant amount of debate when we actually talked about how we would sell these, about whether we go to auction or not. So I hope that it's successful.
All right. Can you buy the whole 52?
No, you can't.
Oh.
You are limited to a maximum of 52. No, maximum of two. Any individual.
Buy 2 blocks of land.
That's right. Any individual.
But I can get my mates to come in and buy another 2.
Well, not if you're linked to them in any way, shape or form. So the resolution of council said something like any individual or organisation or related entity. So if you owned 3 companies, you couldn't have one company bid for 2 and another company bid for 2 and another company bid for 2. So you or related entities. Now, yes, you could have a mate that you aren't in any way, shape or form linked to legally. You could say, could you buy a couple of blocks for me? But again, that's not the spirit. The spirit of what we're intending to do.
Forget about the spirit. When there's an appetite for lots of hamburgers, anyone will do anything.
Yeah, and again, if there was a linkage there, if you said there was some company that both of you, if you and I had a company together, then we couldn't go and buy a couple of blocks in that company and as individuals because they'd be related entities. So the intent of that resolution of council is to say that each or the 2 blocks is limited to that one individual or any related entities. We want to spread them out. We don't want one organisation just buying a whole lot of them.
Go onto the website, Keswick Estate website or the council website. It's the middle of October. Will you tell me how much you got at the end of all this?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's public. It's a public auction. Everyone will know each block exactly how much it goes for.
All right. Let's see how it goes there. Go onto the Keswick Estate website. Auction starts in a month, 14th of October, and then 2 after that, a week A part, 52 blocks of land in Keswick Estate. Matty Dickerson, have you got your gavel ready?
Not my gavel. I've got Richard Teggett as being the auctioneer for these ones.
From Ray White.
From Ray White Real Estate, yeah. So no good me doing that.
Oh, no. I'll leave it there for now. Let's see what happens. Go onto the website. Thank you, Matty Dickerson.
Thanks,
Real
Richard.
estate agent extraordinary. Thank you.